Yeah, final one in the Thanksgiving sort of series that we did. I showed you guys how to break down the turkey. I showed you guys how to stuff and roast off that turkey breast, bang with flavor and juiciness and all kind of niceness in the oven. Right now, as promised, we're gonna do that gravy. You gotta drizzle that gravy all over the mashed potatoes. Well, me, I'm a huge fan of mashed cassava. But anyhow, turkey gravy. You're gonna love this one. You will. Guaranteed. In my roasting tray here, I've got celery, carrot, and onions, a bit of olive oil, fresh ground black pepper, and sea salt. I'm gonna hit that a good mix. And then I have my turkey to go in here. So that is the back. This is where I remove the breastbone from the breast. And you guys would have seen that video where I did that roasted stuffed turkey breast, the wingtip, the neck. And that's gonna go into the oven, very hot, 375, well, moderate, 375. And we're gonna allow that to roast. And we want the fat from the skin and all that to render down because we need that fat in there. And this is the base for the gravy. An hour and a half later, and this is what we're left with. Notice the caramelized bits that you're seeing down there. That is all flavor. So what we're gonna do now is to grab all of this stuff and put it into a stock pot, into your sort of gravy pot. Now try to leave back the sort of grease that has rendered down in here because we need that. Don't toss this out, don't wash it, but we need to put everything into the pot and keep that baking pan there ready. Got chicken stock or chicken broth, and you want to be able to have about at least a liter of that in there. Then we need some more black pepper. And a whole whack of fresh thyme. I love the flavor of thyme, so that's why I'm using quite a bit of that. I've got 3 cloves of garlic I'm going to toss in there. Give that a nice little shake. I'm going to bring that up to a boil. As it comes up to a boil, I'm also going to go in with 2 cups of hot water. We're going to bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to reduce it down to rolling boil. Now we want that liquid to pull out all those roasted nice bits and flavors from that onion, the celery, the carrot, that sweetness from the carrot, and of course the turkey parts that we have in there. That's going to build that body, that sort of rich stock that we want, flavored with that turkey. We've got that simmer going, and that's just going to help pull out all those flavors, as I said. And speaking of flavors, I've got here some rosemary, and I'm not the biggest fan of rosemary, but when it comes to poultry, that is the sort of key sort of flavor that you get in a good gravy. So I'm going to add it in there. Let that go nice and slow now. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes. It's reduced by about half. So what I'm going to do now, and you have to be very careful when doing this, strain this. You can toss all of that stuff out, but we want the liquid from it now. That is the base for the gravy. That is the gravy right there. Now the same pan that we roasted all the stuff into, now I told you guys we're going to use it again. I have my heat on low, and I'm going to go in with 3 tablespoons of butter. Just going to move that around because we want to pick up all that fond on the bottom down there. That is where a lot of flavor lies. Going to move that around a bit. We want to melt that butter. And what we're doing here is called a roux. We're going to create a roux, and to help that gravy get nice and thick. In goes some all-purpose flour. I'm just going to use my spatula to move that around and around and around. We're creating that roux, and that is by melting that butter and whatever fat we had left back from roasting the vegetables and the turkey pieces. Here, concentrating here on getting this thing. I don't want to burn it, but the key here is to cook out the rawness of the flour. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't burn anything. And that is why I started with cold butter. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Took a few minutes, but that flour is all cooked out. Nice and smooth. No white spots. So this is where we're gonna add, and it's gonna make some noise, so be mindful. All that wicked stuff that we created there. And now all we want to do is bring that up to a boil. And I'm just trying to scrape the bottom here to pick up everything. But we worked hard to create this lovely gravy that's going on here. I'm going to switch to my whisk now. Make things easier for me, I'm just going to switch back to a saucepan. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I'm trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. Having you all in the kitchen with me. I do hope you give this one a try. You're gonna love it, man.